3 things that you should never, ever do in your next interview. Let's check it out. Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Matt, and I'm an executive search consultant and your career coach at Pinpoint Asia. Today, we will cover 3 big mistakes that you should absolutely avoid for your upcoming interviews. Let's get right into it. The first one is being late. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking this one is way too obvious. And you're right, it is obvious. But let me ask you then, why is it that there are always people who are late to their interviews? Is it because they decide on the day of the interview, you know what, I'm going to sleep in and wake up late, maybe take my time and shower and breakfast and whatever else. Maybe I'll watch a couple of Netflix and show up fashionably late to the interview on purpose? Of course not. No one wants to do that. So why are they late? It is because of unexpected events, such as traffic jam that they did not foresee. Maybe they couldn't find a taxi on time. Perhaps you forgot something when you left home that morning, something important. Maybe you got lost and you couldn't find the interview location on time, or whatever else. It is these events that you did not foresee, that you were not ready for, that cause people to be late. What this means, because it is outside of your control. Therefore, every time you aim to arrive at the interview just on time, you run the risk of not showing up on time. What you should do, what I would do, if it is an interview that you care about, or in fact any important meeting in your life, you should give yourself a buffer of maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or even more, so that even if something outside of your control happens, that you would still be ready for it, that you will still have some time to make up for the time that was lost. Plus, it is much more productive to arrive at your interview earlier, a little bit earlier than the interview time, so that you can maybe go to the coffee shop, have a seat, compose yourself, go through your notes, go through your preparation one last time, and make sure that you are in the right state of mind, instead of having to get right into the interview as soon as you arrive. The second one is lack of enthusiasm. You know, lack of enthusiasm is probably the biggest reason why a company may reject an otherwise qualified candidate. We get these feedback from our clients time and time again, that they thought a candidate was quite strong, definitely able to do the job, but that he or she just doesn't seem that interested in the role, or it seems like they want to do something else actually. And because of that reason, they would decide not to proceed. Regardless of how strong someone is, if that person does not like the role or the company, or not interested, it is hard to imagine that they would perform well or add much value. If anything, they'll be disgruntled and probably leave soon. Some people say that they're concerned that they may come across too desperate. But enthusiasm and desperation are two completely different things. Desperation is saying things like, please give me the job, I'll do anything, I really need the money, can I please have the offer? Now that's desperation. But communicating your enthusiasm will demonstrate to the potential employer the amount of energy and passion that you will bring to the team, and that you will give your best to the role once you join, which can go a very long way. On a related note, please don't ever, in any circumstances, communicate or imply that the role you're interviewing for is a stepping stone to some other opportunity or some other career path that you want. Most people obviously will not say this so directly, at least I hope not. But what happens is, during the discussion about their career goals or why they're interested in this role, sometimes they may make these passing remarks or comments that, oh, my career goal is XYZ, which is different from the role in question. And I believe that this role will help me get closer to this other career goal that I have, or other position, or other function, or other team. As innocent as it may sound, this is a big no-no. That is probably the last thing any interviewer wants to hear. You see, what they're thinking in their mind is, we have to train this person, we have to invest so much time and energy, and then this person is already thinking about moving on to something else. So please, stay away from comments like that. The only reason why you're interested in this role or the company that you communicate to the interviewer has to be only about the particular role in question and the company in question, and keep it at that. Number 3, not asking questions. Let me make this clear. Asking questions during your interview is not optional. In fact, by not asking questions, what you're communicating is that you're not really that keen, or that you're not curious to find out more information, or that you have not done any proper preparation. And it really does not matter if you have already met other interviewers and had all your questions answered already. For that particular interview and interviewer, you have not asked anything, and that's what they will remember. But you may ask, what if I really had all my questions that I prepared answered, and there's not a single piece of information that I would like to find out more? Even in such situations, there are still questions that you can ask. The first kind is asking to clarify something that you discussed in that meeting. You can say, during our meeting, during our discussion, we covered ABC. And would you be able to clarify why this is the case? Would you be able to provide more information or elaborate? Would you be able to clarify XYZ? The second type of questions, and this is really my favorite type of question, is how can I help questions. This question focuses on the need of the employer instead of what you are looking for or what you want. So you ask like this. You say, if I am given the opportunity to join your team, what is the first thing that I can do to add value? What is the highest priority deliverables you'd like me to work on? What's the most urgent thing that I can do to help the team? By asking these questions, again, you're demonstrating to the potential employer that you are more concerned about adding value and helping the company and solving their problems instead of focusing on what you want, your own career goals and things like that. And this can really help you leave a strong, positive impression. And I know I said 3 things, but I have a bonus content for you guys today. Before your next interview, make sure that you do the necessary, at least minimum, research on the company that you're applying to. Most people are pretty good at reading the job description and familiarizing themselves with what they're supposed to do and the skill set that is required, and etc. But more people forget to do the research on the company. Of course, the more you know about the employer, the more advantage you will have. But at the very least, you want to find out exactly what the company does, their main industries, their main products, as well as competitors. Without these information, it'll be virtually impossible for you to have any intelligent discussions about why you're interested in joining them. Thank you for watching. Again, we covered 3 main things that you want to absolutely avoid in any interview. Hope you liked the video. As always, we love your comments and questions. Please leave them down below. And all the very best in your job search.